Hey guys, Gary Pegues here. I'm in Enterprise, Alabama, with my buddy Mike Shroades, and I just want to first say just how excited. I don't get here very often, like Mike. This is like my second time to Enterprise, but I'm just super excited to be. More importantly, just spending time with you, and we've known each other for a couple of years now.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah, 3.5 years, and I know. I'll say this, like the very first time I met you, and I think for anybody that's watching this, probably say the same thing, but the first time you meet Mike Shroades, within like 5 seconds, you love Mike Shroades, right? And my experience was no different. I just, I love you because I tell you every time before I leave, I love you, man. But there's nobody, I think, in this business more genuine, just more caring of people, willing to give just anything he can to help us. I know he's been that way for me, and we've just been really good friends. So I'm super excited about the fact that we're working together now.
Yeah.
Super excited about that because I told you this a long time ago. Like if there was anybody in this business that I could handpick and say, if I could go into business with anybody, this is who it would be. It was going to be you. So the fact that when that happened, I was just super stoked, man. I was just,
Yeah, I'll tell you, Gary. I love being in business with you, and back at you. You're someone who is like, you became like a role model to me, and now here we are in business together.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I first came in and I didn't know jack about the business. Here would come along Gary, and he would be teaching. So, like, how you taught us to put the 4 digits up in the right-hand corner? Mm-hmm. Every time I get a call back, I thank you out loud. Thank you, Gary, for teaching me that. Because I pick it up and I go, "Hey, Mary, how are you?"
Little nugget.
Yeah. So, and I feel the same way about you. Our personalities are a lot alike.
Yeah.
Our teams, ironically, when we merged, are a lot alike. Like in the these folks don't know it, but in the other room, we have our teams in there eating lunch right now together.
Right.
Working and planning and talking and joking around.
It's hard to tell who's on what, who's.
It really is. Yeah. And the great thing is we didn't have to build that chemistry or culture.
Agree.
It was like they just came together and they blended so well.
Yep.
And man, it's been exciting. But I'm honored to have you here in Enterprise, Alabama. I'm sorry it's only your second time, but I can understand why you wouldn't come, except for the Boll Weevil Monument.
You need to take me to see that.
Oh, we're 2 blocks. We're not even a block from the Boll Weevil Monument.
To do that.
Yeah, world famous.
Yeah.
So we have the only statue erected to a pest in the United States. So that's our claim to fame. But people do travel from all over the world and come here.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe in the summer, before COVID, all the tourists that would be out there taking pictures. It's the traffic has stopped. It's something.
I'll get a selfie before
I know that is really not what we're here to talk about. Well,
I do want to say in regards to the business, I do want to say that the other part that really excited me, because I did know you prior to us coming together, so we got to get to know each other, kind of get to know each other's learning style, teaching style, communication style with our agents, and just with people in general. And I think there's a lot of similarity. Like, I think you would agree, like just the way we just communicate with people in general. I see how you communicate with people in general, and I see a lot. I go like, I always tell agents, I say, when you're hiring people or whatever, like anybody else, within about 10 seconds of meeting a new person, you're thinking one or two things. Either, man, I really like that guy. Like, I could go to lunch with that guy. Or you're thinking, how quickly can I get away from that guy? Like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
And when I met you, it was the same thing. It was just like, man, I just want to get to know that guy. I want to hang around that guy, and so when we're training agents, when you're training at the front of the room, you're just kind of speaking my language. Like, that's the way I see it. Much like if you were trying to find a church, right? You're visiting a couple of churches and you're listening to some pastors, and you either leave a church and you go, yeah, I'm just not hearing it.
Yeah.
And you go to the next one and the next one, and finally you hit one and you go, that guy's speaking my language.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel about you. Is I just think there's a lot of similarities and a lot of symmetry,
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And the thing is, I think your leadership style and mine match well together.
Right.
You are, but I think you're just such a great teacher. And when in leading your team, you teach them by example. You lead from the front, and that's what I like, man. I mean, I look at Ryan's back here. I keep looking at Ryan. When I look at you and I see you, your discipline and your mindset to just be structured is just, to me, it's incredible. Because sometimes I feel like I need meds. I'm like, just shaking my head. Can I stop? And you're always so structured and so on point. And when I see you Monday up there, so faithful to the BDMs and things, and now I see you expanding over to Georgia, doing BDMs over there. And I know we even had really a chance to talk about that, but I hope that went well.
Yep.
And you and Jimmy Holmes was over there working in Georgia, and when I see you doing that, and I'm seeing your business really take off right now. What I'm seeing is you are doing so many right things. And it's not just about doing things, you're doing the right things. Bringing on admin. I mean, you're pouring in to people. I mean, I've always seen you teach and stuff, but I'm seeing you just pour into people so much right now. And like when you put things out on the internet, it's so, I mean, I can't do it. I mean, everyone's like, Mike, you can do it. I'm like, no, I can't do it. Yeah, that's why I have Ryan, because I can't do it. And you do it, and it's so professional. You take great pride in what you do. And I'm sure that relates back, to your athletic ability. You grew up in a military family, too, right?
I did, yeah, Air Force brat, yep.
Yeah, tell us about that.
No, I think, when you have a dad who was in the Air Force for over 30 years and moved you from base to base, and not only in this country but out of the country or whatever. Number one, I think it does give you the ability to adapt in new environments, new people. It doesn't phase you. You can go anywhere. But the other part of that is it did provide a lot of discipline and structure, because that's the way he was, and I think it just kind of and bless my kid's heart, they don't have a chance. Like that's what they get. They get the same thing, but on that note, as it relates to business, what I think is really cool, and I see it in your agents, I see it in my agents, but when we do certain things and we lead from the front and we're disciplined and we're doing this and we're doing that, it's really cool to see other agents, mimic what your behavior.
Yeah.
Whether it's, this is how I need to hire, or this is what I need to post, or this is what I need to say.
Right.
And they're doing and they're saying the things that we say. And that doesn't mean to say that we're perfect or we're doing all the right things. I think we're working hard.
Yeah.
And we do some right things. We make mistakes.
Definitely.
But I
know I do.
I think we're really quick too to just tell them, hey, my bad.
Yeah.
My fault. Didn't mean that. Reverse it.
It's not an
let's
ego
do it
thing.
This way.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way. I heard somebody else say it this way, guys. That's a better way.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think our people appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you ever get scattered? Because you're always so on point. You're always prepared. Can I just ask you, because you never seem scattered, man.
I'm never scattered.
You're never.
I'm never unorganized. No.
You're never the. I feel like the Waffle House guy. Like I'm smothered, covered, and scattered.
No. I think
with cheese and onion.
I think what I try to do is when I do screw up or I'm scattered or whatever, I just try to mask it. Best I can.
Well, you do, because I'm like, how's he always so perfect?
No, well, you notice when I'm scattered, usually what I do is I call you.
Oh yeah, thanks.
While I'm on the road, I'm like, hey Mike, what do you do here?
Yeah.
And then you give me feedback that I can then relay in a positive way with confidence to my team, right? I can say, no. This is the way you do it, by God. This is what you should do. Even though I didn't do that yesterday, this is what you should do.
Do it now.
So,
that is funny. But where did you learn tell us a little bit about your leadership style and your skill. I mean, you're a great leader. People love you. People, they seem to flock to you. Every time I hear a training, someone always brings up your name. So you're as a leader, you communicate well. You lead from the front. How did you develop your leadership skills?
You know what? somebody else asked me that, and I guess I don't see myself that way, which I appreciate. I appreciate the kind words, but I think I've been very blessed growing up through an athletic. I'm as a former athlete, kind of when I was a child, but I've been very fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of great coaches and teachers, and I know there's a lot of people that I know who weren't as fortunate. They had this guy who, didn't do it the right way. But that's why I got into coaching.
Yeah.
Right out of high school, I went into college because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to affect people the way I was affected, by other role models and mentors and coaches. And my wife's father coached me in high school. Probably one of the greatest football coaches I've ever been around. Real Bear Bryant type.
Wow.
Real
That says a
discipline,
lot.
real, but he moved in, he coached me in high school, and all I wanted to do was coach and teach kids the way he taught me. Very positive, very stern, but disciplined, but encouraging. It had it had a mixture of all the things you want to be in a good coach.
Yeah.
Hard on you, but to the point where all you want to do is run through a wall for that man.
Wow.
And so when I went to college, I just thought, man, I just want to be like Bill.
Yeah.
But I think that's the short answer. I just was very fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of great people like that, and that's
How does that translate into your business?
Yeah. Well, I think it just a lot of kind of what I just said is I try to, I want to present information in a positive way, whether it's on the phone or in a training or whatever. I want to encourage them, but at the same time, I think there's a mixture of being honest with people, right? I think something I believe in is I think there's good agents. Good agents kind of they want to be left alone. All right.
Yeah.
And I think, let me back up. I think average agents want to be left alone, right?
Yeah.
They just kind of want to do their thing. I think good agents want to be coached, kind of what we're talking about. They want to be coached, and I think the great agents want to hear the truth. So I try to remember that when we're coaching them is just talk to them, teach them, but don't elude the truth either. If there's something they need to correct, if something not doing right, let's make sure they know that. So at least it's been said. So they know, okay, that's what Mike told me was going to happen if I do that. And I think when it does happen and they correct it or course correct, I think they look back and go, I'm really glad Mike told me that because they appreciate that, and I think that's where they get into that. I really like that leadership style or whatever. It doesn't mean it's perfect. Not everybody likes that style, but that's kind of what I think. I think that you do the same thing.
Yeah. I like that. When I think of myself, I'm like you. I don't think, oh, I'm the leader.
Right.
I like to serve people. I want to see people do well. I want to give in to others, and I want to see them succeed. So with you, your business is growing. You're taking on actually some responsibilities that, like hiring an admin. I don't know about you, but how I feel is I feel a deep sense of obligation to the people that care enough to quit their other job and come and work for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to make it the best I possibly can for them. How do you? I want to ask you two things. How do you deal with agents and inspiring them? Because I'm not trying to motivate people. I feel like if I got to motivate them, we own our own business. You got to have enough gumption to get up, put your boots on, and go to work.
That's right.
But in inspiring them, and what you said, and sometimes inspiring them means just let them watch you and leave them alone.
Yes.
Because the other day I heard Sean Mike talking about this. He said, you know what we have to do sometimes? I think it was Sean. He said, we need to give people the resources they need to be successful and leave them alone.
Right.
Where do you stand on all of that? I mean, because, I think you and I have had this discussion. When someone's first starting, we need to hold their hand a little bit. But there comes a point when we got to let go of their hand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in your structure and in dealing with people, let's say, first of all, how do you handle it when somebody just needs encouragement, you promote them, and how do you handle it when you got to correct someone that really needs to be, maybe for a lack of better, they got to be disciplined almost, you know?
Yeah.
So how do you handle it when you're dealing with someone who's good and promoting them? And then I'd really like to know how you handle bad situations.
Yeah, and I don't know that I'm necessarily perfect in either one of those, but my trial and error, I guess, or my thought process for people that are doing the right things and being successful and trying to promote those people is I definitely lean on our team to help with that because, again, we've got so many great leaders on our team that are positive and encouraging and do all those things to help. And so, you know, when I engage them in patting those people on the back, I think that sometimes even helps more that they're hearing from perfect strangers. If that makes sense. Than the person that they know and that hired them or whatever. I think I'm still going to do that as well, but it's almost like it's reinforcing when they're hearing, "Great job," or, "Oh, man, that's awesome. Can you tell me how you did that?" from perfect strangers.
Yeah.
People literally that they've never even met. You know, through our group, you know, platform, they'll talk to them. But you know, for the people that are not doing the right things, or where they have to course correct a little bit too, I think there's a fine line there too, that of understanding. Number one, they're in business for themselves. That's number one. We got to always remember that they don't work for me, they don't work for you, they work for themselves.
Right.
So I tell them that early on. But at the beginning, I was not as quick. Or I would get very frustrated or emotional when somebody would not do the right thing because I felt like I wanted their success more than they wanted their success, so I would get frustrated. And then over time you realize, you know what, I can't want it more than they want it. But that being said, let's tell them what they're doing wrong. And you know, I try to lead with, okay, let me tell you the right way to do this and what's going to make you a lot of money. And then let me tell you the wrong way to do it that's probably not going to make you a lot of money.
Right.
It's probably going to lose you money, matter of fact.
Right.
Okay? And I don't know which one where you are, but let me tell you both, and then you can figure that part out. But let me tell you what I'm doing. Let me tell you what Mike's doing. Let me tell you what. So when I start pointing out certain people that they know are being successful, that they can't dispute, you know, and then I'll bring up some other agents. Now I'll tell you another agent, Agent X, we won't name him, but he's doing this. He's failing. He's probably going to quit in a couple weeks.
Oh.
Okay, he's probably going to
so
quit.
So you actually say that to
kind
him?
Of, yeah, and that's kind of what you're doing, and I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to go down that same road that this agent is going on, okay?
Yeah.
So let's try to fix it, or this ain't going to work for you either. And so when you give them some real-life examples of, like, this guy's quickly losing money, and it's because he's not doing X, Y, Z.
Right.
You know, so I want to make sure you're not doing that. And then after there's a point, right, where you have to you got to go to work.
Yeah.
And you got to hope that they make the right decisions, and the winners will, right? I call them the champions. The champions will figure it out, or they'll take the advice and they'll go win.
Right.
And the ones that don't, they won't.
Yeah.
They'll just go off, and we'll just continue to hire more champions, and then, you know, build that bucket.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, that's good stuff. So over the last few months, you and I have merged our teams together.
Right.
So in that, man, I just want to say how much, even before we merged, man, I just respected you so much. You're a great family.
Likewise, man.
Man, you are such a great family man. Nothing to me celebrates a person's life if they can't help their family and do good by their family. And man, you love your family. And I love watching you love your family.
Well, same goes for you. Again, I think there's a lot of similarities. So, yeah, appreciate you too.
And so a little bit about the family dynamic, maybe different. You're married to just one of the most beautiful people I've ever met, I've ever talked to. She's just a beautiful person. And
outpunting my coverage.
Oh yeah, listen, man. I married way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I get an integrity deal, I'm still above my pay grade. Man.
That's right.
But she is such an encourager.
Yes.
Man, no matter like what I put on Facebook, she always seems to.
Now she's plugged in now. I'm just telling you, she's plugged in more than some of our agents. But go ahead.
She's on everything.
Yeah. No, she knows
She's
what's going on.
She's on our Southeast page.
Yeah.
and making comments and
Loves it.
I mean, my wife has been phenomenal in supporting.
Yeah.
Can you share? I know Deb has to have been just like phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's probably been challenges.
Yeah.
We've all had challenges.
Yeah.
Especially maybe at the beginning,
Yep.
at the onset,
Sure.
there's always that fear of, okay, we're self-employed, we got to
Yeah,
put
if you've
our
never
money
done that
in.
before, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But man, can you tell me a little, because your business is successful, I believe, because you have a supportive wife,
Yes.
a supportive spouse. Your kids, they're great. You see, so can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. For
Because
sure.
there's so many people.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but
Yeah.
but there's so many people that don't have that spousal support.
It won't
And
work.
Wow.
It won't
I
work.
feel the same way.
I mean, in my opinion, you have a 0 chance of it working if you don't have the support of your spouse. 0 chance. It might look good at the beginning. You might be doing some good things, but over time, like anything else, that too will crumble if you don't have the support. And this is why I tell new agents that maybe their spouse is not an agent in this business. Fine. But I say, you know what? If you own the pizzeria on the corner, right, and you were running it, wife was at home, you were running this business, guess what? The money coming, guess what? It's y'all's business. It's not your business. It's you and your wife's business. You just happen to be the one at the store running but it's y'all's business. So what's the difference, right?
Yeah.
This is our
Good point.
business. Yes, I'm the one running appointments and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Money comes into the same, like it's our business. So if she doesn't support you at the pizza shop, guess what? Pizza shop's going to close.
Yeah.
If she didn't like the fact that you're having to close late, because the
Right.
pizza shop doesn't close till 9, you don't get home till 11 because you clean. I mean, she don't support that. It will close.
That's right.
So it's the same here. And from the beginning, yes, hard because it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Right? It's time. It's just a different venture. It's investment. It's money out, money in. It's just trying to navigate that whole thing. But, if they're not involved and they don't understand just what the heck you're doing, then there's going to be arguments. There's going to be discussions that you don't like. There's going to be just really a misunderstanding of what you're trying to do.
Right.
So the quicker you can get them engaged, involved, talk to them. Why are you on a training call? Why are you having to go to a meeting? Why are you going to convention? Why are you having a BDM? Why are you growing this business? Why are you doing those things? And when you explain it and you're just on this constant, it's like you said, she's engaged too. When we hire new people, or she's like, "That's awesome! I saw where you hired somebody," and she comments and she's encouraging. So it helps when you don't have great days and you don't have good weeks. She understands why you didn't have a good day or why you didn't have a group. It's not the what's going on. Why don't we have money? She gets it when we don't have,
Yeah.
And so, if I could encourage anybody that has a spouse or significant other, like the quicker you can get them infused in what you're doing and make them understand, like, honey, this is our business. Like, this is our deal. If it doesn't work, it's because we didn't make it work, not I didn't make it work.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah.
But I've had this discussion, the same thing with
yeah.
Lori. I know is just she gets it.
Yeah.
100%, right?
Yeah,
I mean, she
yeah.
knows what's going on.
Yeah. It's funny. Laurie and Debbie sat at a table together,
Yeah.
And they talked one time.
At convention, yeah.
And now it's like, I don't have to ask her or you.
Right.
Her and Laurie talk so much. Laurie tells me what's going on with her.
Yeah.
And they talked that one time.
Right.
And it's because they just understood each other.
Right.
And they're a lot alike.
Yes.
They are just encouraging people. They're caring. They're loving. I'm sure she's not afraid to share her opinion with you when she needs to.
No.
Laurie shares her opinion freely with me sometimes, whether I like it or and sometimes it's unsolicited.
Yeah.
So.
But it's neat that you can come home and have a partner to talk about
That's
the business
right.
with.
Yeah.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. I just wanted to bring up your family dynamic because I believe, and I'm a strong family person. I think anyone knows me knows that.
Yes.
But at the same time, man, having a successful family can help you have a successful business, and your business needs to be successful to be a blessing to your family.
100%.
And so I want to close with this because you have really stepped out in a major area. You are spearheading the Birmingham offices.
Yes.
And man, I'm gonna tell you I'm telling you,
We're fired up about that.
I know I am too, and
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
the
yeah,
nervousness of it.
Yeah.
Because we're not just talking about a couple $100 of rent. You know, we're talking about multiple thousands of dollars that we take on to be responsible for. And I remember when I went through Chattanooga, oh gosh, that was the first time I started getting sleepless. Then when I started working for since I've come to FFL, I think I told you, I said, dude, I'm not sleeping good. I'm worried about this.
We've had those calls, yes.
But man, you're doing it. You're stepping out. I'm going to tell you, since I've done it, it is just brought so much energy to our team. Up in the Chattanooga area. So tell us a little bit. We'll close on this. Tell us a little bit about what's going on in Birmingham.
Well, so yeah, we're super excited about that. Actually, be closing on that building towards the end of October. They'll do a little bit of renovation and do some things to really brighten that place up a little bit. And I think estimated projection of grand opening will probably be closer to December 1. Could be into, you know, because you got Thanksgiving there. Probably December 1, grand opening and all that kind of stuff. So what's really cool is not only, I mean, yes, it's a very anxious time, but it's a very exciting time too, right? You felt the same way, Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah.
But what's cool is, like right now, we're going to have more after today, but we've got like 16 people who have raised their hand and said, I'm interested in an office there. Like, put me on the list.
Got me on there, right?
60, yes, you're on there. You're the
good.
first one on there. So, and that's really cool because I think we've generated some excitement and helped agents understand why it's important to be there.
Yeah.
You know, not just, hey, we got an office.
Yeah.
You know, hey, if you want a desk, come put your name on the list. Like really explaining to them, if you want to grow, not only personally, but from an agency standpoint, hiring, all those things, from a training, getting better, all those things, like you need to get plugged into one.
Yeah.
If you're not, and you're in driving distance to that office, and you're going to do this thing by yourself, you're making a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake. You know, I did the same. So when I would go back and forth to Atlanta to that office,
I remember
that's when I saw my business grow, both personally and then as an agency. I saw it grow because I was getting infused and surrounded. That's the key.
Yeah.
Is how many of those really want to get surrounded by people who are doing the right things and making money? And you know, when Mike told us a long time ago, like, you know, if you hang around millionaires, you'll act, behave, and at some point become a millionaire.
Yeah.
You hang around poor people, you know, broke people, eventually that will be your demise as well.
Mike always says broke people ain't no fun.
They're no fun to hang around, right?
And I've been there where I wasn't fun, I'm sure.
So I'm excited. It's coming. It'll be here before you know it. So I'm excited to see who are going to be the ones that are going to commit to doing this thing and growing and we'll take off
good
together.
Stuff.
You know,
good stuff,
we'll take
man.
off together.
Well, bro.
Yeah. I love you.
I said it first. I do appreciate you, man. Thank you all for watching today. My friend Gary Pegues, just one of the most top-notch people you could ever be in business with. Just want to say thank you. Appreciate y'all tuning in.